Hi guys, apologies for a little bit of a late review, but I'm here now. So, second episode of the International League Championships series. I thought this episode was a little bit weaker than the first one. Maybe that was just because I was there for a lot of the first one, therefore I felt more of a connection to it. I was only here for one battle for this one. So we started off with Weber and the Bosch versus Eruption and Big Nipper. I love the acknowledgement / love letter to old Bash, but oh my god, I thought my replicas didn't freaking work. One big flip and it was gone. I love Dara's comment when he's just like, when they're saying like, oh, it's got hidden spikes, and he's like, yeah, very well hidden spikes. Just like, that was good. I think Weber put up a really decent fight, considering it's like, it's one of Russia's good robots, but it's they've obviously started robot combat years after the UK and US, etc. So I think it put up that's a good fight for that, and I love how it's conditioned to work in the cold weather. That's like something you sort of almost don't really think about, but I like that. That's cool. Big Nipper put up a really good performance in here, and I liked how they managed to pick up Weber with the claws, which is always, like I said, I always love seeing the robots do exactly what they're designed to do. So seeing it pick up Weber fully off the floor, that was cool to see. Them getting stuck in sort of almost like wedged right inside dead metal at the end there, and you could just hear just the saw was just going crazy, and even when like the battle's over, you can still hear like sparks flying around inside the arena. They were kind of laughing away, but I was like, God, I'd be like, please stop hurting my poor robot. But yeah, like I say, they were laughing, probably because, like I say, the main competition is over. Same with last episode, so they were all having a bit more fun. Even the very sort of serious Michael Oates was, sort of having a bit of a laugh, even having a flip on dead metal, just sort of playing around a bit, which is good. It's really good to see. So the second battle was the one that I actually saw live. So this was Terra Turtle and Cathode, which was sort of arena cleaner with some modifications, and versus Concussion and Thor. Having seen it live and knowing what I knew, it was really funny seeing the rest of the world captains say, right, I want each robot to fight twice. I was thinking, barely once, to be honest. Remember as well, this is my first impression of Concussion since Series 9. And I liked Series 9 Concussion, but if you remember back in my review of that, I said I saw a lot of potential, like I could see them really improving. And this was my first impression, them just taking out two robots in in single hits. And I was like, holy crap, okay, they're back. So Concussion's hit on Cathode, I thought that was a bit cheeky. I know traditionally with Robot Wars, the tag team battles, the rules are a little bit lax, so maybe that's why they did it. But I just kind of thought, the UK have brought a lot of superior robots compared to the rest of the world team, so it was already a bit unbalanced, and Cathode is one of the ones that maybe could have evened it up a bit, a big destructive bar spinner, and they were sort of still bouncing off Thor when Concussion came in, and I was a bit, I don't know, it was the fact that it kind of impacted the rest of the show as well, like when they had their fight of Eruption and the bar spinner didn't work, and it was like, oh, they've kind of ruined two fights with that, but hey ho, it's all entertainment. But we did get to see Angela's unfairness face, absolutely horrified at how unfair it was, so that was quite funny. The Robot Club and Grill segment was quite long, like I think it's been accused of being filler a little bit, but it was really interesting filler, so I didn't really care. And I like how it's giving a lot of acknowledgement to the fact that it's not, Robot Wars isn't it, that's not all of Robot Combat. It's been around for years, and it's all over the world, and there's enthusiasts and people opening up themed restaurants and all this craziness, and I like that they're sort of acknowledging that a bit more now on Robot Wars. And once again, obviously with the Bash, we had clips from the old series, and acknowledgement of Sergeant Bash as a concept. So yeah, I like how they've established themselves as their own thing, and now they're like, but there is the rest of this as well. Then we have my favourite bit of the episode, which was Tough as Nails returning, and I adore Tough as Nails. I think it's annoying because like it never seems to have enough drive, but I love the concept of just like, do we need like a chassis and then some claws hanging? No, we'll just have the claws and the wheels, that'll do. And it's so giant and just evil looking. I just love it. I kind of had an inkling that Thor would beat it, but I really wanted them just to get one good clamp in, like I said, just to see the robot do what it's designed to do just once. So it's a shame we didn't get that. But it was a good sort of battle anyway, so that's cool. And Thor's flaming axe head was just, yes, beautiful. Also, did you notice how the team captain of Tough as Nails looked a little bit like Nick Frost? Next up we had Big Nipper and Terra Turtle. And let's be honest, I think we all sort of thought this fight would be pretty one-sided. But yeah, that was quite a whoa moment of the episode. So yeah, you had Big Nipper basically just sort of squishing through the front of Terror Turtle, but then it was sort of trying to push it towards the house, towards Matilda, and it just got that sudden bit of grip, lunged forward, and then hit itself on Matilda's flywheel. And yeah, Terror Turtle is quite a poor robot in that it can be beaten by a robot that is on fire, like severely on fire, with its batteries and guts hanging out everywhere. Weber versus Concussion was actually looking like a pretty decent fight, but then once Rogue House Robots was activated, they both went for Weber, which again I thought like you know, the UK team has already got the advantage of all the best robots essentially. Like, could they not have tried to even it up a little bit at all? Like, and that was kind of the moment, you know, when they knocked its wheel off, that the fight kind of was over, as it were. So I thought, again, that's a bit of a shame, because that fight was going quite well. It's quite a good back and forth. But I like how they just shoved Concussion in the pit at the end, like a bit of justice for their misbehaviour in the first round. That was quite good. We also had that moment of Dead Metal putting down the saw on Concussion's drum, and exactly as Judge Lucy? That's like Judge Judy. I expected I expected something to give in that instance. I don't know what the person who was putting the saw down was thinking, like, oh, this would be good. Like, I wonder if they got a bollocking afterwards, just like, next time there's a huge spinning drum weapon right in front of you, don't put part of our robot into it. Just hang back for that one. So the last battle was Eruption versus Cathode, and like I say, the spinner wasn't working, so instantly it wasn't going to be as good a battle as it could have been. But Cathode actually put up a pretty decent fight, considering, you know, especially against Eruption, you know, the current UK champion. I thought they did quite well. And when the spinner started working sort of halfway through, I was very much like, oh, here we go, it's going to finally be a good battle. And then it stopped again. I was like, oh, maybe not. So overall, like I say, this episode, I don't think it was the fights were quite as good as last week, but they were still really enjoyable. And the whole episode as a whole had a good sort of atmosphere of community about it. Hopefully you enjoyed it too, and hopefully we get another series of Robot Wars announced soon. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and yeah, cheerio.